My name is Christopher, and I am both a Smash Ultimate player and a Tekken 7 player. I am planning to do the analysis on the reveal of Kazuya for Smash Ultimate. I think it would be very unique. I think it would be a very unique insight to see how somebody from both games view the trailer itself. And we could probably learn a lot and gain some insight. Now, as a little preface, is that I do not main Kazuya. I main his son Jin. So maybe some of the notation I say could be off, but for the majority of it, I do understand Tekken's mechanic really well. So it'll be a very good insight. And before we even start, I believe that Sakurai has a friendly relationship with Harada, which is the creator of Tekken. So with that, I also think that Harada helped Sakurai with some of the Smash Ultimate balancing patches. So if we take those two things into consideration, it is definitely possible that Sakurai might make Kazuya very similar to how he plays in Tekken 7, regardless of the number of unique mechanics given. So he can go ham on this character, is what I'm saying.
Kazuya Mishima from the fighting game series Tekken will join the battle. Surprise! I'll go over the details at a later date.
Alright, Tsunami Kick. This is a very good anti-air. It's going to be quick. And it's going to be a quick. And it's going to be a down forward input similar to Tekken, most likely. Because what we're noticing is that Kazuya is going to have a lot of moves. We already all know that. Most likely it's going to share the same command as Tekken 7. So this command is going to be down, forward, kick, kick. And I'm assuming that if we're using a game controller, Sakurai will make, instead of a special button and an attack button, he's going to make a punch button and a kick button, similar to kind of like how Min Min has a left punch and right punch. But instead it's going to be punch and kick. So if we denote the B button as kick for now, and the A button as punch, this will be down, forward, kick, kick. And this will be his best anti-air, pretty much. Also, while I'm watching this slow, you'll notice that every single time Sakurai does a single move, he tells his opponent to do an attack. There is only two exceptions in this entire trailer where his opponent is not performing an attack. That is during a move called Twin Piston and during grabs. And then we can speculate on the reason why in a bit. But Searing Edge, so notice that he does like a short hop. I don't think this is going to be a Tekken input. Rather, it's going to be a Smash aerial input. So it's going to probably be neutral air or forward air, most likely. Because he jumped first. So you don't have to worry. Flash punch combo. This is an interesting one because there was rumors that, or not rumors, but there was fears or concerns that he's going to be similar to the 2D traditional fighting characters. He might have a jab Shoryuken or, anything. So I'll just say this straight out. I have high confidence he won't have that. He won't have a jab Shoryuken. He won't have a jab kill confirm unless you're at like 150% or something. Because the way that I see this design is similar to Tekken, where jabs are good spacing tools, low risk, low reward. And you can finish it into the flash punch combo, which is the for a launch, which is not going to be for combos or anything, but it's going to be a good launch to send him off stage. But if you stop one jab, most likely you cannot guarantee anything besides another jab in the flash punch combo. So you cannot jab into DP, is what I'm saying. You might have plus frames at best, but you won't have anything guaranteed. So we can already get that out of the picture. Still, your normal grab, which is just going to throw it back. I don't think this is going to be a Tekken command input. I mean, it could be, but I don't think it's going to be, just because in the animation, if we look carefully, Kazuya has this animation where he can pummel his opponent. So this is a regular smash grab. This is going to be a throw. I don't know. It's probably going to be back throw, but we don't know. Assumption. Flash tornado is an interesting one. So it's going to if we shared a similar concept in Tekken, it's gonna be the backwards B button. I believe that's backwards B button. I play Horong, and this move looks very similar, so it might be the backwards B button, but it could be different. Like I said, I don't play Kazuya, but I'm assuming it is your backward B button. This is gonna be a good spacing tool and anti-air in general. Nijiri Ururaken. So notice that earlier, if I slow this down, your opponent that we're seeing is still doing an attack before anything happens. So he did Niji Ururaken here in the Flash Tornado, his opponent. And then over in the next one, he did a dick jab, or Tekken's or Smash Sakurai is gonna call it a crouch jab, just for reasons, obvious reasons. But in Tekken, they call it a dick jab. But in the Niji Ururaken, he gets a counter hit here, or his opponent did do an attack. This is gonna be your down A button, down back A button, most likely. And then your crouch spin kick. Crouch spin kick is an interesting one because, I want to remove the idea of tilts for now, from anything. Instead, we're going to treat this like a Tekken input. And I can say this with some confidence because if I reduce the playback speed to, let's say, 0.5, you'll notice that in your crouch speed, he crouches first before he does the attack. In Tekken, there are standing moves, and then there are crouching moves, which we call them full crouch. And then there are while standing move, which is the transition between crouching and standing up. So you have to crouch first, then you stand up to access the new set of moves called while standing move. You have to do a full crouch to access full crouching moves. And this is most likely your full crouch B button. Boom. Twin piston. This is going to most likely be your while rising. Well, I do not think this is going to be your while rising move. I don't know what this move could be. In Tekken, it would be your while rising move, but if I do it frame by frame, but if I pause it every now and then, Kazuya starts standing up first. Twin pistons, I do not know what this command will be. This is the only move besides grabs where the opponent Kazuya, or whatever the opponent Sakurai is facing, is not performing an attack. And this is what I've noticed. So it's going to be similar to Tekken where Twin Pistons launches on regular hit. It does not need a counter hit property. So maybe counter hits are in the game. I'm just saying this is an option. I think that either counter hits are in the game or the guard mechanic for Kazuya is different. It's probably not going to, it might not be a shield mechanic like a traditional Smash Ultimate character. So we have to think about that for a bit because there's no reason for Sakurai to make every single attack outside of Twin Pistons and grabs have his opponent set to a certain attack before his move is shown. Boom. STERNUM smash. This is your pummel from your regular grab. Back steel pedal. Not back steel pedal. I forgot the grab name. Jumping saw that. This move right here is actually very important because it tells you a lot. So a lot of people were afraid that Kazuya will have auto turnaround. I think he's gonna have a mixture. I don't think he's gonna have an auto turnaround like the traditional 2D fighting characters, but instead, notice that if you watch motion, he actually crosses him up here. This is actually a crossover. He's not turned around at all. This Kazuya dashed forward and is still back turned. And when this happened, now as he's getting hit, he turns around. That's very important. Getting hit, he turns around. Now this Kazuya, look at this. When he lands, he is not turned around. If it was Ken, Ryu, or Terry, the moment they land, they are facing their opponent. The moment they do that back air, they are facing their opponent. This is not happening. This is why Kazuya will not have an auto turnaround. His auto turnaround will only happen if he's getting comboed or during an attack. And then frames where he manually turns around. He doesn't. So that's really nice. So this Kazuya did a crouch crouch jab. So same concept. Maybe counter hits it, maybe it's not. This kind of looks funny if actually it looks very skinny. This is gonna be his hell sweep. Since Smash Ultimate doesn't have a high, mid, low system, I think this is just gonna be a regular low hitting move. It might be good at ledge. Who knows? I know it's gonna be good in combos, or maybe guaranteeing you some damage if they're falling from the ground outside of doing anti-airs. But it's interesting to think about. So damage at the very least. It's a good guaranteed damage, and that's gonna be your. So Kazuya has a stance called crouch dash. Is when he's wave dashing. So during his wave dash, he can turn option. And in his wave dash, which is forward, neutral, down, down, forward. That is he'll show that later on. To give, preface to this move, Hell Sweep. They call it Hell Sweep, but the official name is Spinning Demon to Left Hook. It was called Hell Sweep in different games, I believe. But this is going to be your crouch dash kick button. And that'll be your Hell Sweep. Now, if we want to get real picky, it should be your crouch dash holding the down forward into the kick button. But it could be a crouch dash 4 or a crouch dash kick button, crouch dash B, or it could be a crouch dash hold the down forward into a B button. Two options. Dragon uppercut. This is from a crouch dash as well. You have to do a crouch dash to access this move. This is going to be your crouch dash. This is interesting. I would say it's crouch dash A button. You have the Wind God Fist. So this is I don't know what this could be. I don't know what this could be. This could be. Yeah, I don't know what that could be. That's gonna be interesting actually. Oh, think about that. I wonder what Sakurai made that. But that's gonna be a kill move. It's gonna be slow though, or laggy. This is your while standing, or it's gonna be a while standing move, or full crouch. I think it's a full crouch. It's gonna be a full crouch, down forward kick button, but they might change it because I know you can access this move from wave dashing, and maybe they might turn it into. No, I don't think they will turn it into a while standing move. But what I think is going to be a full crouch down forward kick, down forward B. This is going to be a good move to duck under some projectiles as well outside of wave dashing because it has a very low hurt box. This is a command grab, so you can see the light here. Now I wonder how they're going to do command grabs because first of all, you can't pummel. Second of all, is it going to be, similar to other command grabs where the moment it happens, there's nothing you can do, your opponents can do about it, or are they going to keep the Tekken tradition and be able to break these grabs? Because in Tekken, the way it works is if you throw a grab, you have a chance to cancel the grab by breaking in the window. You have a good amount of frames to actually break your opponent's grab on a reaction. So it'll be interesting, but if they're going to make a grab break for this, it'll be the A button most likely. They'll have different grab breaks for different grabs. I think it's just gonna all be one specific command grab, which is the A button. Who knows? This move seems pretty good for damage, and do you see how he auto turns around while he's getting launch? So we already discussed how he does not auto turn around when getting crossed up, but when he's getting launch, he does auto turn around. So, this is your Wind God Fist. This is what I think is going to be your crouch dash A button. This is going to be a crouch dash A button. Now, I think Sakurai might actually give an upgraded version of the Wind God Fist called the Electric Wind God Fist, which will do the exact same thing as the Wind God Fist. The Wind God Fist stuns him and sends him in the air for combos. I think the electric version is a just frame input. It's going to be a stronger version, a more safe version, and possibly, when I say stronger, either longer stun animation or more knockback. Those are the options that the Electric Wind God Fist would do. Like, Sakurai would not give us the Wind God Fist without the Electric Wind God Fist. It's too iconic. That's the crouch dash move. Crouch jab. Every single time he sets his opponents to do an attack. It really makes you believe that counter hits are a thing in the game. This is going to be your full crouch A button. About it. Full crouch A button. Roundhouse to spin kick. I forgot the input. It's probably like up, forward, something. It's very weird. It's pretty much, to start it, it's a different input, but then the rest is just spamming the kick button. Nothing too weird. And, you know, similar to Tekken, this should be reactable in Smash Ultimate. You know, the moment you see him jump in the air, like this, with this animation of the kick, just block. Just block. Shouldn't be anything too hard. Toe kick, this is a good anti-air. This is going to be your delayed hop kick. This is probably going to be your up kick button or your up forward kick button. One of the two. Or delayed up forward kick button, which is pretty interesting. Your smash. This is an important one. Like I said, every single move that we've seen, Sakurai intentionally made his opponent intentionally attack. Except for twin pistons and so if we notice, if we go slowly, we see this Kazuya have this animation. This is the twin piston animation. So Kazuya did do a twin piston. And Kazuya punished that with a stature kick. And before his arm resets back to his neutral stance, so this makes me believe that on counter hit, Kazuya will trip. Either Kazuya trips on counter hit, or your opponents will trip on counter hit. Or what could happen is it trips all the time. I think it would be too broken if it's a 100% chance of tripping on every single kick. I think most likely it's going to trip on counter hit. And this is your stature kick. It's going to be your down back kick butt. Just to crouch dash. It's going to be your forward, neutral, down, down forward. Then once you have that input, you can cancel a crouch dash with the forward button. And when you cancel it with the forward button, you have access to your general move set again. Because when you're in a crouch dash, you're only accessing crouching move. And then when you finish your crouch dash, you're accessing only crouching moves. But most of the crouching moves you saw were like dig jabs or crouch jabs. And that one weird kick, I forgot the name of it. Most of them suck. I'm just going to let you know. Not suck, but like very situational. Or very good. They're small poking. You don't have much movement option. So to continue the movement and access your regular moves, you can cancel that input or the crouch dash with the forward input, and then you can repeat another crouch dash, which Sakurai is doing. And notice that he's crouching, but when he does the crouch dash, he's actually lowering his hurt box even more. I don't think you have iframes. I think instead you just have a smaller hurt box, similar to maybe Mr. Game & Watch when he's crouching. So, you can see crouch dash. Nice. Left split kick. This is going to be your forward. So you're clicking two forwards, and you're going to hold the second forward into the B button. This is going to be relatively slow, but I'm curious to see how this will work in Smash Ultimate. I know it's going to send launch for maybe combos and what, or aerial combo. I'll say that. So it'll be very interesting. Stonehead's probably a command grab. Sakurai didn't show us the first animation, so I don't want to make any assumption. It could be your forward throw from a generic grab. Actually, it makes sense it would be your forward throw. It should be your forward throw. Demon Gauntlet, this is your while standing A button. And this move hurts like a brick because it will always crumple stun you. It will always crumple stun you. Really good. It's slow though. It's slow, punishable. Shield, most likely in Smash Ultimate 2. So, but on hit, it's gonna be deadly. So just don't fall for that, or try to avoid it. If you see him ever crouching, it's gonna be your forward B button for kick. Only front kick is gonna be a good tool. Very good spacing tool. It looks like it has good, base knockback at the very least. So you're not gonna get punished. Very nice. Not sure how safe it is, but it's gonna be a good poking tool. Now, Sakurai switches up with Ryu. I don't know what's the reasoning, but maybe there's a purpose for that. Kick. That looks like maybe your down throw. Demon Scissors. Demon Scissors, on the surface, you might think this is a good move. This is a terrible move. I'm just gonna let you know, this is a terrible move. It might have a giant hitbox, but who cares because how terrible it is. Why is it terrible? Boom. That's why it's terrible. What happens in Smash when you have this kind of animation? Jab lock. or I think it's called jab lock, jab reset. The jab reset or jab, I don't know which game is. I just say jab lock for everything. This is a jab lock, so you're gonna get punished very hard if you whiff this or if your opponent parries it. If your opponent parries, then oh, just give up. You're just gonna lose a sock. Jump kick, that's a very facing and retreating move. That's nice if your opponent tries to approach you aggressively for no reason. Demon's Wrath, that's going to be just a combination of your kick, your B button, most likely your neutral B, A, B, and you have a small window to apply those combinations. So what you're going to realize with Kazuya, you might not be able to mash with him. You might not be able to mash with him because you'll be getting wrong inputs every single time. Because he actually has strings. That looks like a good kill option, maybe. Leaping kick. This is going to be your dash attack with the B button. So that's it's going to be slower than most attacks. Has a good hitbox though. A good high hitbox too. But this is your standard. Nothing. Smash, ultimate smash. This is your up throw. 10-hit combo. Some variation of your A and B buttons. Nothing too crazy. I don't think you have to do... You probably don't have to do any special command for this. Like, I don't... It's just the window timing has to be strict for your string. That's probably it. Now, I do think you can SDI this. I also think you could... I want to see somebody eventually parry all 10 hits. That would be pretty cool. You can probably roll out of it. I believe in Smash Ultimate, you have to get hit 11 times on shield before you can roll. I can't remember too exactly, but maybe you will be able to roll during certain frames. I don't think this is guaranteed either on hit. I think that it might be guaranteed at like maybe 150%. I don't know. Right now, we don't know what Ganon's percent is in this video, but I really doubt that this is guaranteed at all percents. I really do think that Sakurai made it so that during some of the 10-hit combo, you can shield or whatnot. Otherwise, it'd be kind of ridiculous. The time. I guess Terry does that. What is Terry? Where he goes for a certain option at 0% every single time. Or he does jab, jab, power, dunk, I think. And that's the gist of it. Then the last thing is we have to look at his devil form. So let me rewind that back. Now, a lot of people say the devil form is a comeback mechanic. I think it's not going to be as crazy as people think. I think people are exaggerating how good his comeback mechanic will be. And when I say good, I'm comparing it to the other comeback mechanics in the game. But comparatively, it's going to be relatively weak. And I have a devil update. So this right here, this is a taunt. This is straight up a taunt. Boom. Does that. Goes back to human form. He might have this taunt, pushed him back a bit, but that's it. It's nothing too crazy. You don't have to worry about that move. Now, this most likely going to be his forward smash. Likely his forward smash. Maybe it's a Tekken input, but because we see a little diamond before he goes for little shine, diamond, whatever you would call that, glimmer. It's most likely a smash attack because that's how Smash Ultimate, visualize smash attacks in general. I don't know if you can charge it up though. So, boom. Maybe this is not a smash attack. Maybe, just maybe. I really because he goes into human form afterwards. This is probably gonna be backwards A and B button at the same time. This is what I'm assuming. The projectile, but it's not a scary projectile. It's probably good for sniping, but notice that these characters, they're both in the air. Why would Sakurai make them both in the air? The reason's simple. It's like Tekken. You can duck under this. It's a very big hitbox. It most likely will not have a good hitbox. So it's very thin. You can most likely duck this for most of the characters. And I'm almost going to say that you can probably duck this with Bowser. So I wouldn't see why he does that. Now in this right here, he jumps into devil form. and then he goes to human form, then he jumps again. So I think his up B, here's what I think. His up B turns him into devil form. His up B is just another jump, but they use the devil form as an animation. And then his mid-air jump goes into devil form as well, because Tekken does not have double jumps in the game. So if you're jumping from the ground, you're going to do a regular, short hop like any other Smash Ultimate character. But then when you do a double jump, you turn into your devil form. And then when you go into your devil form, when you do your up B or, recovery, you're going to go into your devil form again. Now, to me, this confirms that if you go into your recovery, you still have your double jump. Because this right here indicates that he did do a double jump here. So, who does that? I think Mega Man. Mega Man is a good example of that. This is his dash. I love it how it spikes. I think that's pretty cool. It spikes. His down smash spikes. Pretty badass. A grounded move spiking. Really. Then this is his forward smash. So the other move, I don't know what the other move could have been. It might be something interesting, but I don't think it's too crazy. It's not a comeback mechanic. It's definitely not a comeback mechanic, though. This is his forward smash, because he goes to human form afterwards. Yep. Over here. Yep. I don't know why they're showing this. And he does an up smash. And he gets hit. He goes into rage. This is the last part of the video, because let's talk about the rage. Tekken does have a rage mechanic, but Tekken's rage mechanic only has one active use, or it has two options. You have two different usage of it, but the moment you activate one of those two uses, you lose your rage. So he has a rage drive and a rage art. My speculation is that either this is only a Smash Ball mechanic, so only when Smash Ball is turned on, or if you can have this mechanic without Smash Ball, most likely you will only have access to Rage Drive and not Rage Art. So you will not have that cinematic special he does, is what I'm saying. Instead, Drive is going to be this mechanic. Wait a second. Maybe more than a second for it. No, actually, not fast forward. Hihachi. Yeah, he's in Rage. Boom. This is his Rage Drive. Pick energy down. This is most likely a kill move, by the way. Now, here's what we noticed. That he has to do it from a crouch dash. He can't just do it out in the open. He has to go into crouch dash. But when he uses it, he goes into human form. This is similar to Tekken. In Tekken, the moment you use your Rage Drive, you lose it. Not only do you lose it, your opponent can block it. So you can think of it as a worse Little Max KO punch. That's how I'm speculating this move will be. It's a worse Little Max KO punch. It's weaker than Terry's Go mechanic because you cannot keep it forever. It's weaker than Little Max because you can actually hold shield. But it's still a comeback mechanic regardless. If you want to argue about comeback mechanics, yes, it is a comeback mechanic, but it's not as strong as the other DLCs. Because first of all, you have to access in crouch dash. You have to be in crouch dash. Second of all, you can shield it. And then third of all, it goes away after he activates it. Not after he lands it on hit or anything. No, after he activates. So if he misses, it's gone. If it's on shield, it's gone. That is the good side about his Rage Drive. It's not as crazy as Lil Max or Terry's. And then this is his Rage Art right here. I think this is going to be a Smash Ball move. So you don't have to worry about this at all. It would be too crazy for Sakurai to do this. I think Sakurai, would not put this in without Smash Ball. So you don't have to worry. You only have to worry about the Rage Drive, possibly, if Smash Ball's coming. Which, like I said, it's not that crazy as a mechanic as KO Punch and Terry's Go. Those are way more ridiculous. Yeah. That is the analysis for Kazuya. I think that overall, he's not going to have auto turnaround outside of him being comboed and outside of him during hit. But like you can still cross him up. He's not gonna have jab Shoryuken. His comeback mechanic is a comeback mechanic, but it is not as strong as many other comeback mechanics like Arsene or anything like that. It's nowhere near that. It all it does is probably guarantees a kill. Maybe you might get rage at 100%, most likely, somewhere around there. There is a possibility that Tekken will either have a counter hit mechanic for Kazuya only, counter hit mechanic, or Kazuya might have a unique guarding mechanic outside of Smash. Because Tekken, there's no penalty in holding back the entire time. There's no penalty. You can guard as long as you want. So it'll be weird for Kazuya to have a shield. It's still possible for him to have a shield, like Smash Ultimate character. But there's a realm of possibility that they might give him a different guard mechanic because he has a Korean backdash. You know, Korean backdash is known for backdashing while you're guarding. So it'd be weird for you to do that with your shield very low. I don't see it. Korean backdash is supposed to be for guarding, so to me it doesn't click. But it could be. Could be. What we know is that anything is in the realms of happening. Like there could be a guard mechanic change because remember, Sakurai is good friends with Harada, and Harada has helped with either balance patches or the development of Smash Ultimate. He's also the one who kind of gave advice to Sakurai for the online, but that's just going into too much detail. So that's my analysis for Smash Brothers Ultimate, the Kazuya reveal. Hopefully there was a lot of insight for Smash and Tekken players.